Right.
Everybody, welcome to
We're gonna-
WLDL. What's that?
Wait your fucking turn, T.
What
I was waiting my fucking turn, brother.
Oh my goodness. Welcome to
continue,
WLDL
Anthony.
2025. This is upper bracket, right?
Yeah.
Upper bracket
so.
semifinals between 51st State and Harry Potter and the Glizzy Gobblers. I am joined by co-broadcasters Granola and Sorry. Say hello, fellas.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, fellas.
And we're looking forward to this one. Upper bracket playoffs. These teams did really well in the qualifiers, I guess you call them, the pre.
Before we continue, are we sure this is upper bracket? Because it would be embarrassing.
This is
if
100% upper
Yeah,
bracket.
'cause-
Okay, because if it was lower bracket and the whole that would be a bad look. Okay, if it's upper bracket, awesome. That's great.
nice.
I wanted to make sure we had that on lock because it seemed a little ambiguous with the tone people had rolling out.
I mean, we're playing whoever wins this.
Yeah, that
this series.
is what I was told, so that's what I assume.
All right, in that case, we want this VOD, this cast, to be as useless and misleading as possible for whichever team wins.
Very good.
So
Okay,
with that
yeah.
in mind, TZ, I just want you to like keep that at the forefront
You just
as we go on with this.
All right, my legend ass will give plenty of useless commentary.
Yeah, I'm gonna mostly let you shot call on this one. I'm gonna be a backup analyst.
Hey, man, I'm okay with that actually.
Deuce band, let's go.
I mean,
So-
that's predicted, right?
This is a best of 3, correct?
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
basically-
yeah. Of course,
Wow, you're
I know
so-
this. I'm
you're
saying
so
it
good.
on behalf of the viewers who may not know, but I'm, coming to it organically via conversation.
I see.
So Medusa's banned for game 1. I'm a big fan of that. It may get through and become picked for games 2 or, God forbid, game 3. Hope we get a game 3 personally. We are, of course, professional casters aspiring to professionalism, unbiased in all facets.
God, your voice sounds so fake right now.
I know, really, it really does. Because I'm still in like that awkward phase where I haven't quite gotten into the tone of it. It'll feel a little better by game 2. By game 2, we're gonna be popping off. Right now, it's like
Holy-
it's tough.
all right.
Um,
I'm cringing, dude.
either team makes sense to pick Deuce if it gets through. The crazy hero right now, you put a pause 3. If you don't like how it looks with the other draft, how it's panning out, you can just put it on support, and that works, and that's fine. However, as a spectator, I'm just gonna say, if there is a Dusa, I'm gonna be rooting for the other team a little bit. You're not a bad person if you pick Dusa. You're not a low skill fraud if you pick Dusa. It's a good hero to pick right now. But I'm a little tired of the hero. So that's my stance on Dusa. How do you guys feel about the other bands?
Bro, it's been like a week since Deuce has been popular. That's it. Not even a
I'm
week. it's been
tired
like
of her,
3
man.
days.
I'm tired of it. All my games against Dusa, we crushed for 35 minutes, and then you
I know,
lose
I know.
two team fights, and it's over.
All the games with Deuce, we crush and then we lose.
No, not you're like against Dusa. Is what I'm saying.
No, but with Deuce on our team, we lose.
Well, we're different.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. We're real different. You're
We
right.
transcend the meta. I like the Willow ban. I think it's a really versatile pickup, and I assume it is well liked by someone on Glizzy Gobblers.
First pick Spirit Breaker is definitely something, huh?
Unusual.
That is very peculiar, but I like the initiative. It tells me they got a plan, they got a sense of direction, and that they are manifesting.
Does
It's not,
Spirit
it's
Breaker
not your...
really have a sense of direction though, or does he just like run?
Well,
different
what I
places?
would say is it's not just like a meta ingredient. Like we'll just get the ball rolling. Like this is good.
Fair.
We'll just pick it. Like it's not bad, but it's very uniquely 51st State. I haven't seen a whole lot of Spirit Breakers. Even more so first pick. So
That's true.
I'm excited by it. Could it be a little bit of a speculative first pick, given that Nature's Prophet is still in the pool, and it's like it's kind of nice to have something that can threaten a mobile split pushing hero. Prophet isn't quite the same as he used to be, but he still like wants to do all that stuff.
Yeah, but there's other heroes that can counter the Furion, right?
That's true. What I'm saying is like it's a first pick, but you have a little bit of added value in that it might dissuade certain heroes you don't necessarily want to play against.
I agree.
It's
I agree
kind
with
of
that.
doing double duty. I have no idea if that's the philosophy. I have no idea if that logic even holds for Prophet specifically, but
As Dire, when I see this Spirit Breaker pick, I immediately assume that 51st State are going to try to play very aggro this game. Probably a lot of lane movements in the first 10 minutes, trying to establish like that early game lead. So I'd probably want to
They
pick
definitely
draft
do play
heroes
the
that can
aggro.
resist that.
I would normally be hesitant to see any single pick as like sending that clear of a signal on what the whole team wants to do for their comp and their timings. But I think in this case you are correct.
Yeah.
I think that is exactly what the Spirit Breaker represents.
It's a very committal pick in terms of like how the team's going to play, I feel.
I also want to point out that there's no restrictions on 51st State, so there might be a little bit of an MMR difference here.
Real quick, TZ, would you like to describe what you mean by restrictions?
So in the WLD League, in the I guess higher MMR tier Dota division, I forget what it's called, Quas or something like that. Certain teams have restrictions because their average MMR is too high, and for 51st State, they have 3 immortal players in their stack of 7. And they are usually only allowed to have 2 of those 3 players playing at once. In this series, it looks like the restrictions are lifted and agreed upon between both captains. So all 3 of their immortals are playing. Dan, Wolf, Cola, and Nate.
Yeah, thank you for that explanation. It's really important to know this because it means that if 51st State wins, we can chalk it up to a corrupt system that inherently favors the higher MMR stack. And
hold on. Can we clarify something first?
Yeah, what? What's up?
Are you going to call me Teasy or Granola?
Oh, that's a great point. Do you go by Granola everywhere? How did I start calling you Teasy then?
I don't know. Teasy's my Discord name, but Granola is like my professional.
Well, why is your Discord name Teasy if you don't want to be called Teasy?
I don't know, you can call me Teasy. I'm just wondering. I just want consistency, you know?
Okay, I'm
Because
going to call you
Anthony's-
Teasy.
Okay, fair. Okay, fine.
Okay, so I know his name is Anthony, and your name is not Schwan. That's Birdie. You know? Do you know my name?
John.
Oh boy, I've
Meanwhile,
been doxxed.
in the
What's
game,
your name?
we have some offlaner bands coming out along with the Storm Spirit. Harry Potter picks the Phoenix. Pretty good.
Holy, a Phoenix.
Good team fight hero. Good lane presence hero.
You know, I know a pretty good Phoenix player. I know a few of them, actually.
Really? Because I don't.
Hmm.
So Phoenix does feel pretty great against the Spirit Breaker. You don't see a ton, so it's possible that it feels worse, but it's not the end of the world if it does. It's still a great hero, even if you're facing some counters. Like, I mean, Snapfire is not a counter, but you have the really reliable way of killing Egg with her third ability, which name I forget. Phoenix gives you a lot of team fight, a lot of raw damage, and that pairs nicely with the Shaman who has nice CC. It's also nice about this presumably support duo. I don't think either of these picks are a flex, though that would be exciting. Is that they kind of like help you with every category you want in a team's draft. Like as a cohesive composition, you got CC, you got ganking potential, you got massive team fight abilities. You even have tower pushing potential, and they can both push waves from fog if the game gets hard, or if you want to cut and split. Those are things that these supports can also do. You see a Prophet.
We are seeing a
Hero.
lot of pushing heroes coming out from 51st
I think a
State.
Ringmaster would have been the pick here for support. It hard counters the Shadow Shaman, right?
You wanted the Ringmaster for 51st State?
Yeah, I think so. But I guess they were shoehorned into it already because they already had a Spirit Breaker, and I don't think Spirit Breaker is going to be a core. I don't.
Ringmaster
think
could
that
definitely
Wolf
work.
plays it.
I think it's like you would have to pick up the slack on your cores if it comes to egg killing, or you simply completely circumvent the problem. One, by playing the game really scrappy, so Phoenix feels awkward and there's never any big explosive team fights. Or you just like split push the game and never give them that opportunity that they're looking for, which is kind of what Prophet is able to do. That's a potentially great pickup versus the Phoenix. It's also just great in its own right,
That's
but
true.
it's got that little bit of added equity. I'll also note about Jakiro, the innate of attacking twice is
It shreds the
gonna
egg.
perform above
Yeah.
average in this game. One, because you have the Serpent Wards, and if it's the little Serpent Wards, they'll get one shot each because they got 2 HP. If it's a big one, they'll still get killed faster. And then obviously the egg, self-explanatory.
And you also have that long range stun with Ice Path, able to interrupt the Shaman.
You know, sorry, this is why you're immortal and I'm only a legend player.
10 seconds.
Great analysis.
Thank you, granola. It's like venom in my
Oh,
mouth.
there's a comment in the Twitch chat actually. Someone said, "Can you explain why Saria is so gung ho about April 5th?"
April 5th.
Is that Hitler's birthday? It's April something.
Whose birthday?
Hitler's.
What?
Anyway.
All right. Thanks for derailing the cast, Cheesy. All right. So we had some conventional pickups for the metagame. We have Nature's Prophet, Jakiro. I think Phoenix is sort of like B tier. I haven't seen it a ton, but I haven't seen a ton of pro games lately, so I can't really comment on that too much. Then we have some more personalized pickups on the side of the Spirit Breaker, which we already talked about a little bit, and the Leshrac, which I have not seen a whole lot of lately. We're definitely seeing a pretty cohesive group up push, be big chonkers and team fight and run down your towers from Dire, which I like quite a bit. Radiant's draft at the moment feels a little less formulated at the moment.
Radiant's draft is less reliant on cooldowns, though, and you do have the dual global threat of Spirit Breaker and Nature's Prophet, so any lane
That's
at any
true.
point could get double ganked. So it's going to be very difficult to solo push as Dire versus this
If the
kind of
game is scrappy, if 51st State can pull ahead, or perhaps even be even in the lanes, but I feel like they may have to pull ahead, then it's definitely going to benefit them to have this low cooldown, high tempo ability to just roam around, make plays, turn kills into nearby objectives like Wisdom Shrines, Tormentors, Roshan, etc. But if the game is even in the early phases, I'm worried that they will simply not be able to team fight against what they're dealing with.
Yeah, Harry
I
Potter's
feel like go ahead.
draft looks so strong right now, actually, in team fights.
Part of what worries me, there's kind of an awkward, maybe it's not awkward, but I'll still like verbalize what I'm thinking about anyway. As it pertains to the Phoenix, and there's more to it than just that, but it's something to consider because it's there. As it pertains to the Phoenix, there's kind of a few strategies. You can try and just like CC the Phoenix and kill them, and then you don't have to worry about the egg. Or the egg happens and then you kill the egg. They're okay at killing the egg. Prophet's good at it. Jakir was above average at it. And then Leshrac and Spirit Breaker are really bad, but they're okay at like the damage part before egg comes out. But there's very little burst. It's kind of more of a sustained damage approach from 51st State. This is definitely going to the shape of 51st State, their like team comp and how they want to play it is going to be likely revealed by the kind of items that Prophet builds. You could go like Blade Mail and try and fight, or you could go like Orchid and that kind of stuff. It'll be interesting to see what they go for with that. We have a closing pick of Wraith King from 51st State and Myrtha from Harry Potter and Glizzy Gobblers. I'm not confident. I don't know exactly, based on the heroes and the players picking them, who's what role currently.
So it's
Is
offlane
this-
Tyrion, 1 Wraith King, 2 Leshrac, 4 Spirit Breaker, 5 Jakiro.
And then we'll figure it out as we see starting items and
I
where
don't
people
know
go to
HPGG
lanes.
well enough to know their
I think
lanes.
Wraith King is the perfect carry you want with this kind of sustained damage approach that Radiant has with the Jakiro and Leshrac, because you want a carry that's just going to be able to survive in fights and just be that kind of big tanky presence, so that those two magic damage heroes can lay down their spells and do their thing. Morta coming out on Dire. You do have like those 2 ethereal heroes between Murta and Necrophos. I'd say it's a good split of magic and physical damage from Dire. On the opposite side of 51st State, I was thinking that they were a little magic heavy, that they kind of relied on the Jakiro and Leshrac to deal damage until the Nature's Prophet got his items. But with the pickup of the Wraith King, if he goes like an Armlet Desolator build, I think that they'll be able to kind of even up that magic damage.
Personally, I'm a
Alliance.
little worried that Dire's draft is too magic damage focused. That is not nearly like, I don't think it's going to be necessarily a problem, but all of their potential physical damage for a while is just going to be the DK, and that is still an if, based on the kind of items DK wants to go. But you have a lot of magic damage coming out, which means that Radiant has a more efficient path towards like nullifying their damage. You know, you got the pipes, you got the Eternal Shrouds, things of that nature. Glimmer Cape is going to be great. All sorts of things like that. And giving your opponents an easier way to itemize against you, having less to think about, you know, it might pan out, it might matter.
Dire will be smoking up at the beginning, or Radiant will be smoking up at the beginning of the game and going into Dire's top jungle. And Dire choosing not to smoke. They're kind of playing safe on their side. Morta does pop the smoke, so Radiant does know that there's a hero around. Not sure if they caught vision of her, though. And Morta seems like she wants to be going for this bounty room. That might end up being a fight.
That's gonna be her death if she goes.
Yeah, she got seen by the ward there.
That's a nice word spot.
I have a feeling this might be a dead Murta here pretty soon. Do they have any kind of catch? They got the dual breath, they got
the
Wraithing
Wraith
Stone.
I think they had catch. I think they got some.
Yeah, she kind of put
Only
herself
a
in the
little bit.
corner there.
Yeah, but they're gonna give up 2 runes for it, maybe? No.
Now, what would have been the sick play from Myrta, because you had a little bit of a moment to do that, is you're already going to die, and there's no way you're walking out of that rune. So if you could just A-click that rune right in front of their faces, that's a power play.
That would be a
Missed
pretty
opportunity,
power play, yeah.
unfortunately. So what do we got for lanes? Spiritbreaker Prophet, Myrta Phoenix, DK Lush. Lush is middle. All right. Wraith King Jakiro, Shaman, Necro. So I'm not expecting blood to be spilled in the middle. Top and bottom could be quite bloody as things progress. What do you guys think?
I think that bottom lane is going to be pretty bloody. A lot of damage coming out from both sides. In the top lane, I mean, Furion and Spiritbreaker both have very good right-click damage, and Phoenix has very low armor. So if they ever do catch the Phoenix out without his Q, I think that's just a dead hero. In the mid lane, DKs don't really ever die. It is a Leshrac. I think DK would have to be all alone with a full Leshrac W on him in order for
The problem is, like, if that happens, DK will just stun. The only way that can manifest into a kill on the side of Lesh is if DK already uses the stun to try and secure range creep, and the Lesh uses that as the wind to go. Even then, though, it's probably just not going to pan out that way.
So far, DK has not opted to level up the W.
You don't usually.
Sometimes you don't see it, sometimes you do. It'll be interesting to see if he picks it up in this lane.
You always get it before 6, though, right?
Yeah, you get it before 6, but you don't put 1 point in it.
DK getting low in the middle. Leshrac
Oh.
starting to dive him. Able to walk out of there.
Up bottom?
Bottom, we have a double stun setup on the Shadow Shaman. It's getting pretty low. I have a lot of creeps are hitting the Wraith King. He'll be forced back by them.
It's pretty unconventional to go Ice Path level 2 on Jakiro. Didn't pan out, but I respect that they had a game plan. Instead of just going for the dual breath into Liquid Fire, Liquid Frost, continuing to harass, which is generically good, they decided they wanted to be a little more high tempo with their level 2 power spike.
That is pretty nuts, actually.
Real quick, we missed the timing a little bit, but 2-minute mark, 1-minute mark more specifically, you get to see what camps get blocked, what camps spawn. Large camp spawns top, small camp blocked, nothing spawns bottom. And now we have Lotus coming up, uncontested top lane. Looks like it will be uncontested bottom lane thanks to the lane equilibrium.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix is spending a lot of mana for level 2 Fire Spirits, and interestingly, they're holding a skill point undecided on if they want Dive or Sunray.
Oh, they got
There we
dive,
go
they
on the
got
Dive.
It's usually going to be dive. Level 1 Sunray doesn't really do that much.
It's always Dive, but yeah. IMO is always Dive. Sunray level 1 is an investment. It's not actually a skill you ever want to cast.
Nathan getting low bottom. Yeah, he'll get popped just under tower. Just not respecting the damage output from these two heroes.
And they have so much sustain in that lane. too.
Jakiro
It's
also
such a hard
getting
lane.
low. Necropho's running him down.
Oh, Jakiro, leave.
Yeah, if Jakiro sticks around, he might be in a little bit of danger
Oh,
here.
he baited a blood grenade. Whatever.
I like the Blood Granite attempt though.
Yeah.
How
You're gonna dive
common
into
is
tower here?
maxing diving bottom tower? Is that what you were saying?
No, I thought they were gonna think about
Yeah,
it,
let's
but
clear comms, Stevie.
the shaman had no
Let's
mana.
clear comms. How often, how common is it for shamans to max jackals first?
Pretty common.
Yeah, pretty common.
It does the most damage. I'm the top lane. We have a go on the Muerta. Starting with the Spirit Breaker charge into a Prophet Q. Although Prophet's getting pretty low, they're starting to right-click each other down. The first to go down is the Furion, followed quickly by the Muerta. So
This is
Furion
a
will
go
not
for
get any
Phoenix.
XP
Oh,
from this.
Spirit missed.
Bash?
Spirit
Bash?
Breaker now chasing down. In the mid lane, meanwhile, Leshrac getting super low to this DK, almost dying to it.
Pretty even
If that
game.
Fire Spirit connects, I think Phoenix gets that, even with the Healing Lotus and Spirit Breaker. It's a little unfortunate.
All in all, it will be a 1-for-2 trade in the top lane. Spirit Breaker, the only survivor of that fight.
Look at the CS difference between the Necro and the Wraith King.
It's adding up.
Pretty significant.
Currently diving bottom.
Yeah. In the bottom lane, we have to go on the Jakiro, but Ross is kind of out of position here. The tower changes aggro. He'll get stunned. He's just dead. Spearbreaker rotated over. Will charge the Necrophos. They do have the slows and the stuns to bring him down, though. They just have to keep chasing. I think this is a pretty easy kill. Yeah, he's just running into the tower at this point. Will be a double kill on the Wraith King.
I like the aggressive approach by the Necro and Shaman. I think it was a little poorly timed. If they had a creep wave still with them, I like that play. I assume they still had Fortify ready to go as well. It's a little bit difficult to tell. You can see both teams Fortify. It looks like both teams had Fortification ready. Seems like a little bit of a missed opportunity. But yeah, I like that play much more if they do it with the creep wave.
I think it was pretty disciplined as well by Radiant to only commit the Spirit Breaker down there, because that's really the only hero they needed. Like, there was a Furion with his W available if you wanted to teleport in, but I guess he just never saw that he was needed.
Were spells committed bottom before the 6-minute Lotus? I don't think anything
Wraith King getting low. They may turn on this. Wraith King drops the Bone Guard.
No,
Spirit Breaker is quite close.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker charging in on this Necro. He gets down to 150 HP. Nice double bash. Jewel Breath slowing down the Necrophos. Wraith King stun comes out, gets him low, but he's under tower now. Skeleton trying to get the last hit, but it's not enough. Gets out with only 50 HP or so.
There's quite a big CS disparity right now happening middle. We have Leshrac 31-12 to DK's 21-8.
Wowee.
It's definitely a bigger disparity than you would expect in this matchup.
We have a charge mid from the
I don't think anything comes of this.
DK drops the ult, getting Leshrac very low. Speedbreaker coming in though at the last moment with the Fury and TP as well. That is it's gonna be a dead DK.
Well, you're seeing the global strat, right?
I was incorrect. I also did not account for the Prophet.
That is a corrosive dragon DK. Sorry, I believe you said pre-game that you thought that Dire were lacking physical damage. Maybe Dragonite picked that facet specifically to address that issue.
I didn't consider the facet specifically, but it still doesn't nearly cover like all the magic damage they have. It's still mostly magic damage coming out from Dire. Shaman's getting got on.
In the bottom lane, Shaman getting a little too far forward. He'll get stuns dropped on him. Hexes up the Wraith King, running away with the chicken. Wraith King will pick up another kill.
We may see a play top while Phoenix's dive is cooldown. In fact, that is exactly.
We have a charge in on the Phoenix.
Nice
Prophet Q's both of them. That is going to be low. Yep, Spirit Breaker get the last hit. Marta dropping the calling to try and zone that hero away, but it's not enough. DK meanwhile rotating from the mid lane. Looking to maybe pick something off of this lost fight. In the bottom lane, we have a fight over the Wisdom Shrine between Jakiro and Necrophos. It's getting some rotations by Dire. They should be able to kill Jakiro. No problem. We'll secure that Wisdom Shrine.
It's unfortunate that Mirta feels like she has to come. I don't know that she did have to.
He didn't. That's crazy for that TP.
Have a dive in the mid lane. Leshrac running down the DK with just max level Diabolical Edict, just shredding him. Spearbreaker wasn't really even needed in that fight.
Radiance is definitely doing a much better job right now of keeping the tempo up, facilitating ganks rotations. Dire is certainly on the back foot, and it's also extra tricky because you want to get things done with this DK, you want to get a kill somewhere, and also with the Shaman, and then just turn that into a tower kill. Right now, Shaman's looking at level 5. It's probably going to be around a minute and a half before level 6, especially with these many heroes bottom. It's gonna be a little tricky for them to make a compelling play that is both successful and then can easily be turned into an objective to push right now. They also currently have a little bit of a lane swap, Dragon Knight top right now and Mirtha middle.
Oh.
I think this is simply a result of Mirtha's TP being cooldown. Now Mirtha's getting run down. That's a disaster.
Oh, missed that
Wow.
one. Yeah, did not respect the max level Mount or Edict there.
Committing on Wraith King bottom.
We have a charge
I
in
don't
on the
think anything comes of this,
Necrophos.
Prophet does
Actually,
have TP. This could be really rough.
There are a lot of dire heroes down here. Wraith King is kind of far back. Yeah, Spearbreaker
Charge
will
cancel.
cancel
Oh,
that
charged bashed. Got bashed.
Oh, he
by
got
Roast.
bashed? Oh,
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Okay.
I think we're spending too much time on Dire with 3 heroes bottom. It's not getting anything done. Slowing down people's
Necro's
XP.
getting
gone on.
chopped up. He's getting pretty low. Jakiro from the side, he just goes down.
Oh, Phoenix
Phoenix
used
meanwhile getting
dive.
so low. These heroes are very low HP on Dire. He's not able to deal
Phoenix
with the
already
early
dove.
game
That's
damage.
crazy.
Yeah, Jakiro chasing down the Phoenix under his own tower. Still a full level off of 6, so he will
That's 3K up to
go
10
down.
minutes.
3-0 at 10 minutes. Transitioning over to net worth, we can see that all of Radiant's cores are above their Dire peers in terms of net worth, so it seems like Radiant did end up winning basically all their lanes. We have an Invisible Leshrac actually, finds the Morta in the jungle. Good fear, pushes him away with the Edict, so he won't be able to finish this off. He's forced to get
There's
back.
2 TPs from level 5s, though.
That is, yeah,
That's kind
that's
of despair.
minus 200 gold right there, so
Yeah.
pretty good game.
I'd like to see
from
these
that game.
supports make stacks while there's not really much else to do at the moment. Oh, that's not a stack.
DK
Shaman's
has-
poised to get XP, that's good. That's gonna be too late, I think.
Yeah, looking at the
Oh, he
sports-
gets it.
Oh,
Nice.
they got a hard camp.
Nice.
I think I got the Ancients, too.
It's gonna be a bit before they feel good about taking the hard camp, and it's much sooner that Radiant can potentially steal it. Nevertheless, it's a stack.
Shaman is sapping
what items
XP
do we-
mid. Should be getting a 6 off this catapult. He will be.
Looking at a Mage Slayer on Dragon Knight. Scriptbreaker's building the drums. Maelstrom on Prophet coming up. Let's going straight Octarine after Arcane Boots. Phoenix Urn. Necro Radiance. What about Wraith King? Wraith King is also Radiance. We got Radiance buddies. Shackle's committed on Scriptbreaker middle. I don't think anything happens.
It's a pretty tanky kill.
Oh, the heck.
It's just about asserting dominance on both accounts.
Do have a Necrophos
Dominance.
moving top. It's a pretty poor
What is he-
Necrophos.
What's he doing?
These movements are feeling awkward, especially with no smokes at the seat being used.
Yeah, not really coordinated.
People are
Dyer's
just
put
like,
Dyer's put Phoenix solo bottom, probably to get that level 6, but the skeletons are just running him down. They actually might get the kill here if they're fast enough. 350 versus 220? No, they're not going to be fast enough.
He has dive. He'll be fine.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It seems like Dyer just didn't make the correct early game moves, and their supports didn't get their level 6s early enough, so Dyer right now feels like they're just stalling for time.
Yeah.
Get some levels up. So they're able to actually win some of these fights.
Necro hasn't hit a creep in the past minute and a half.
Which are?
The Necrophos hasn't
The
hit a creep
Necrophos.
in the past minute and a half.
Yeah, his items are pretty poor. Right now he's the lowest net worth core on his team.
closing in on 13 minutes, still level 5 on Phoenix, getting closer, but this is challenging. It's also tough because I don't feel like Dire can just like stand back and just like slowly
sit
farm
in
up till they
lane.
feel better. Because Radiant's gonna do the same thing, but they'll be able to multitask a lot better than you. I feel like you have to be making a smoke play, like at a juncture happening very soon. You have to figure out what you're waiting for, but
They
it
need
can't.
the
You
6,
can't be
right?
waiting a long time. You have 6 on the Phoenix, close to
Bottom lane.
charging on a Shaman top. This could be a play. I think they get this for sure.
100%.
Furion kind of
Oh, the
too
Hex!
far back. Good hex from the Shaman. They want,
Yeah,
they
but
can
he's
commit the
still
ult
dead.
for this. They will, yeah.
TPing a turn. Phoenix TP's in with no ult.
Yeah, Leshrac shows up. They're running on the tower with Mount at Edict. They just have to run away. DK getting solo. His armor does nothing against this hero, but trying to turn
Prophet
around.
is the Phoenix.
Yep. Prophet finds the low HP Phoenix in the back, ends up being another 3 for a lone away 51st state.
Unfortunate that there seems to have been... I'm going to double check when the TP arrives at Necro. I'm not sure if he had no TP when that started, or if he TP'd and it got cancelled by the Wraith King. Okay, it looks like he just had no TP based on the cooldown not being on there. Seems like there was a little bit of a miscommunication on the side of Dire in terms of who they were actually defending that. Because we got one TP from the Phoenix, no TP from the Merita, no TP from the Necro. Necro, we discussed why. Merita just didn't want to be there, needed a farm. If you're going to lose a Shaman, you're going to lose a Shaman, and you kind of just have to deal with that. I think they're suffering heavier losses than they need to right now. And again, they're not making any sort of proactive plays, which you really need to see in some way.
I mean, the Phoenix needs to hit 6. Oh, she's 6 now.
Radiant did pick up the top tier 1 at the end of that fight, which will be the first tower to go down. It is almost 15 minutes, so Tormentor will be spawning somewhere in the bottom side.
I know it's hard for Dire to feel like they can make a play, but the thing is, it's not going to get easier. You're behind on net worth, you're behind on map control against a Prophet and against a Spear Breaker. Wraith King is getting a decent Radiance timing and then can go blink, and then he will also be a huge threat for all that. So these guys have to group
Bottom
up,
lane, we have a go on the
play.
Necrophos. Wraith King starts with the Q, followed by the Leshrac Sun. Edict is gonna burn this Necrophos down. Just so much damage from this mid Necrophos. He is 206 at this point. Dire just doesn't have really any answers for him. And they will transition this into a Tormentor.
Really clean killing Tormentor. That's the kind of move I'd like to see, and we also kind of need to see from Dire if they want any chance to turn this around.
Shard ends up on the Jakiro. That will let him cast both of his orbs at the same time. It's a pretty good
Look
one.
at the shards. Is that the worst one they could have gotten here? Wraith King's probably the worst.
Yeah, well, yeah, considering the Dire's not really doing much damage.
To their middle tower.
Yeah, but that's still a low roll on the shard.
Look
Oh, they
at
lost a tower
the
mid.
look at the net worth difference. Yeah, mid tower did go down, but look at the net worth difference between the supports on Dire versus the supports on Radiant.
It's pretty substantial. We're finally seeing a smoke. It's only with 2. I think it needs to be with more, but it's better than nothing. What are they trying to do with this smoke?
What are you
Are
looking
they
for
meeting up
here?
middle? Is that the play?
They only have one
Find the
offensive
Lash.
ward. They see the Leshrac mid.
Also, I was incorrect. It wasn't an Octarine, it was a Bloodstone on Lash, which
This
makes this
does-
kill extra hard.
Yeah,
This
this
is
does
hard.
not feel like a go here. They got 4
is
heroes,
hard.
5 heroes though. Bringing
have to get
everything
killed.
to bring down this Leshrac.
Huge
Direct to
ice
DK
path.
stun. Instant Phoenix Sun.
Nice.
Necrophos ends up getting the kill. Jakiro goes down the middle of it, but they do get a Muerta as a compensation. Prophet TP's in, getting low to the
Nice.
DK though. Will die. Meanwhile, in the background, Spearbreaker finds a low Necrophos, brings him down. It's a 3 for 2 so far. Rasta will chain up that Spearbreaker, and he's gonna try and run away here. Gets pretty low. I don't know if they have anything.
He's out.
They don't. They
No
don't,
blink
so-
daggers.
Alright, that was
So-
good. That was
Targeting.
exactly what Dire needed.
That was
I'm
fantastic.
surprised it ended up being so good after an ice path that sick.
Yeah,
and
that macro
initiation
power ice
that
path
kinda
was
awkward.
amazing.
But it worked. That's definitely what they needed. Spearbreaker is getting the Shadow Blade next. Oh,
They actually
Phoenix is still
find the
going.
Spearbreaker.
I don't think you get this.
Yeah, he was able to get his bulldoze off, so Phoenix's spells didn't really do that much damage. And he will.
That was a
try to
2K,
save. Meanwhile, the mid lane, Necrophos, Leshrac finds a Necrophos, and just
They're
able to bring him
doing a
down.
great job punishing this Necro for the Radiance. Just given that there's a lot of damage Necros to contend with, a lot of defensive items that could potentially help out at this stage. It's also exacerbated by the fact that Wraith King's had this Radiance for a bit and is luxuriating in his elevated farm speed. Necro is not yet there, and it's nowhere
Do you
close
think
to
Necro
being.
should have gone into a different item?
Yes. You already have damage on Dire. You just want Necro to be a raid boss to be able to threaten towers. Potentially play in a lane like a Timbersaw or Underlord-esque offlaner, and then turn that into rotations and objectives after. And he's also just someone you can smoke to and help take the tower with. Right now,
Right.
they just don't have a front laner that can fulfill that role. DK kind of sorta, but it's just
The dire scan. On the hunt for
right now your Necro is just doesn't have an item, and which makes it much harder to like make plays and take objectives.
I think I would have been more comfortable if the Necro was the mid Necro, right?
I don't think. You mean if they want to go Radiance or just in general?
Yeah, if they wanted to go Radiance, because I feel like offlane Necro going Radiance just
We have a charge mid on the Shadow Shaman. Spearberg will drop the ult on him. This will be followed up by a Jakiro stun. He's going to get pretty low. We'll die to Leshrac. Phoenix able to dive out of there. Dragon Knight shows up with his ultimate, trying to scare away these Radiant heroes. So it only ends up being a 1 kill going to the side of Radiant. However, they do get the Dragon Knight ult off of that.
I'm a fan of the Leshrac Blink. I like being able to follow your team up with their high tempo mobile initiations.
Do you like the
It's also
Bloodstone
just-
first? On
He's gonna get
Leshrac?
built right here.
I think the Bloodstone is good.
This is a pretty tanky hero to go on first. It's probably what Dire wants, actually, but they find the
Marta.
Murta on the side, out of position. Leshrac will just run her down with that Maledict. They find this Phoenix and a Necros on the high ground.
Phoenix is in trouble.
Kind of a split up fight. Prophet TP's in aggressively. Phoenix just gets down, has Egg off cooldown. We'll just go down. Nice dice path from the Jakiro. Finds 2. This is kind of a disaster fight for Dire as they will just chase down this Shadow Shaman. It will be 5 heroes dead on Dire just to... They started the Dragon Knight. It looked like it was going to be a good fight there.
We're seeing the Jakiro innate in action. They crush the Serpent Ward so fast. It's just like I told you guys.
Ah, yes, the able to orb the,
Why didn't-
the ward.
I guess the Phoenix thought that the egg would die immediately, but
The real reason Phoenix did an egg is because he knew, you guys, that the Jakiro innate was just going to shred it. He just knew it's better to hold on to the spell.
I'd better just
better.
hold on until the
Better
next
hold
game, I
on.
guess.
It's not the safest egg I've ever seen, but you definitely have to egg there, I think. It might have gone a lot
you have
better.
to try, right?
You also have the option of when you're sprouted, you can get through the sprout by casting Sunray and starting to move forward. That'll break the trees. And then you can still egg from that point a little bit farther away. Harder for the team to kill it. Maybe it still gets killed, but it pulls aggro off your teammates. Maybe that's the difference. But yeah, they are really behind the 8-ball now, and it is tough to come back with the way that things are shaping up.
They just have
Myrta
no answer
is
for
like-
this Leshrac. unless all
Myrta
five
doesn't
are
want to
playing.
play for a while. She's got to get like BKB first. She's got to get forced out for mobility. She's got to get both of these items first before she can commit to any proper team fight. She can
She's
maybe
fighting too
be
much.
involved with a gank, but that's kind of the extent of it. Which means the
She's
rest of
fighting
Dire
too
has
much.
to be making space for her.
Leshrac,
Right now, that's not happening.
Jakiro feeling confident enough to just be up here all by himself pushing this tower, and Dire just too afraid to do anything about it.
And part of that is simply because there's no initiation Jakiro has to be afraid of. Based on like, there's no blink daggers, there's no glaring apes, there's no force staffs. You're not going to get surprised as Jakiro.
Oh,
I have a blink forward by the DK, but
Now there's a blink on DK.
Jakiro was
We
already
do have a
keeping
blink.
We have a charge
They're
in by the
gonna
Spirit
get-
Breaker. Finds 2. Leshrac immediate follow-up,
Oh.
doing so much damage. Phoenix just drops the the egg, but it just doesn't do anything. 3 heroes dead on the side of Dire. DK just running for his life. We do have a charge. Will he
Radiant can
follow? Will
definitely
he finish
just
it?
go high ground Rex here and maybe.
Oh, they're definitely going high ground here as they find this DK and just run him down. These big
Yeah.
tanky heroes. There's not enough damage
Wait
on the
on
side
the
of
board.
Dire to really do anything about it.
Don't back, don't back. Alright, cool.
they just push here, right?
Yes, they absolutely just push. Egg was committed. There's Dragon Knight form, but that doesn't matter a whole lot. I don't think they need to be this scared. Their push is strong. They're very strong. They didn't commit anything substantial.
There are still outers in the bottom lane. They may wish to get those first.
Yeah,
before
I'm
going
not.
high ground.
I think backing here is a mistake. Your 17k net worth up. An important team fight ultimate is down. Even if it wasn't, you kill it so fast, so easily. Push really fast. You got great abilities to counter initiate. What support items you got? You got a Glimmer Cape on the Jakiro. You got drums on the Spirit Breaker. Taking Roche is like fine, but you could have just like taken. I think you could have done a lot more. I feel like this is overly safe.
This is the playoffs. That could be leading or be a factor in the decision to be a little bit more conservative.
Yeah, they don't want to risk it, right?
They
Dying
find
Ground
a Shadow
feels
Shaman
real
out
bad.
of
It's
position.
25 gold from Blink.
Oh no.
That's fair.
Now he's
That's
125 gold.
How's Vision looking?
Necro
It's going to be hard for Dire to get out of base and ward. It looks like neither team is doing very well in the wards department at the
Have a charge on
What's
Necro's top. No follow-up.
It's just being a menace.
Yeah, Dire feels like they don't have any kind of control on this map at all. They cannot even show in lanes with the Spearbreaker and the Prophet. Like, you cannot lose in terms of like net worth
It's partly
disparity versus that
it's partly
kind of
just
thing.
objective facts of the game, like the heroes you have, the tools at your disposal. But there's also a component of like plays are not being made. They weren't being made when they needed to be, and like Radiant's draft is boa constricting you. It's never gonna be a softer grip than currently. It's just gonna get tighter and tighter, and you have to make a play that like attack
If
the bow.
find a Spearbreaker top, DK will blink and stun him up. They will do enough burst damage to
That's
get
a good pick.
kill. That is a
That's what you
huge
need.
kill, actually. Oh, the Prophet's gonna come in. He's all alone up here. Jakiro did TP, drops the macro. Prophet
nice
Char's
macro.
running away. Right now, it's just these 4 heroes up here, but Lashrak shows up, runs down, the Necrophus brings him down. This DK is all by himself now with the big scary Lashrak right behind him. I don't think he's getting out
Also
of
making
here.
plays in
Meanwhile,
metal. Shaman dies.
DK will go down, you know, in the mid lane.
Hey, you got a blink dagger though.
Yeah, it looks like Wraith King just found a free Shaman there. Morton and Phoenix were not able to do anything.
So
with it.
getting the kill top is good. It's good that they got so many rotations. Like that all is like sort of in theory net favors Dire, but losing both heroes makes it a lot worse. It's like you take whatever you can get, but yeah, it's just not enough right now.
It just took too long to
Here's the other
bring
problem.
down the Spearbreaker.
Like when we look at the map, nothing is being pressured, not even from Fog. Phoenix is doing it a little bit now, that's good, but it's just not happening fast enough. Right now, Radiant has no reason not to just 5-man and push. Nothing is being threatened. No one's like substantially farming up in a way that you have to be worried about.
DK
Myrta
ult is
opts
down
to
as well.
finish Pike instead of merely 4-staff BKB. I'm not sure if she had the Dragon Lance already.
She did. She went out
She
first.
did, yeah.
After me.
Okay. Just that much longer where she doesn't feel like she can play, which is tough. I feel like it's taken Radiant far too long to be finally reaching high
Radiant
ground.
will start the high ground push bottom. A Shark running forward with that Aegis feels invulnerable. Right now both teams kind of just poking each other a little bit. Not really committing too much. Morta is farming in the top lane with the Spearbreaker prowling around up there. DK does commit the ult. They will try and burst down this Aegis Lashrak. Big egg in the back trying to do enough damage. That will bring them down. And it seems like Dire doing a pretty good job of pushing Radiant outside their base, although Leshrak does come up and immediately just turns, and all those heroes are around him. He's just gonna do all that AoE damage with the Bloodstone. Just healing up. He's getting pretty low though. Oh, the Muerta dead shot almost finds him. At the end of the day though, it's a 4 for 0.
For the whole siege, Myrta's TP was not there, but it was also cooldown, so she spent it farming somewhere top, and so she just couldn't help her team at all. They were high grounds. Nice ult though, that was good.
Muerta all by herself.
Not enough though.
Just without that
I think it's just
BKB,
too
can't
late.
do anything. I wasn't watching it, but there was a Spearbreaker up there with the Muerta, so it
Maybe
could have
she
been
was
canceled,
waiting.
or maybe she knew he was up
Yeah.
there. But another 4,000 gold going the way of Radiant. They will take their first
I
set
don't
of
think
racks
you
and
can
move
come
to the
back from
second.
this.
They are pretty low on Radiant.
I think it's
No
been
Aegis
it
now.
for like 10 minutes. Personally.
I think if Necrophos gets on one of these heroes, like it's basically a free kill with the Reaper Scythe if he gets one of these low HP heroes. like-
Necrophos is unable to get on any of these heroes because he's just not tanky enough. So first off, he's not confident enough, which makes sense because he can't do it. But also, if he tried, he would just immediately get bursted. Even if he Ghost
He's
Shrouds,
trying.
it doesn't matter.
He's trying.
Start on this Raid King. Leshrak blinks
Oh,
in,
no.
heals up to 4,
nice
fighting
catch.
4 heroes.
Holy shit, dude.
Doing all the damage. Wraith King's ult will pop. Does not matter. Dragonite goes down. And
What a fucking ice path, dude.
Dire have gotten a single kill in
Golly.
like 17 minutes. It's just nothing is going their way past the laning phase.
Somebody should just blink on this Myrta. Kill her. Lashrak can do it right now. Wraithkin can do it. Now Wraithkin can do it. Couldn't do it a second ago.
She does have the
playing
Hurricane
it
If
fight.
those are any spell, someone should just die for her. Yeah, that's Megas.
Yeah, we'll get Megas. Will he stick around? Seems like they do for now. Prophet TPing down to get the Wisdom
It
Shrine.
makes sense to back for just a moment and wait for the Mega creeps. It's okay to stay as well, but it makes sense to back. Backing here is more acceptable in my eyes than previously.
I mean, they have this game pretty firmly in their grasp right now.
Oh, there's no question. It's not a matter of that. It's just
It just gives them the slight little bit of
Fine.
advantage. Yeah, I agree. DK does blink camera. They will drop these spells on this Wraith King of all heroes. Leshrac just kind of
Torch is
zoning
not
out the
hitting.
team though. Egg is, yep. Egg. Gonna die to the Prophet in the egg. Just really split up on the side of Dire. Kind of hard to focus heroes down. Murta doing a lot of damage though, but
oh,
can they
Spearmurder
get a
gets out.
single
Nobody
kill?
gets out.
They do not get a
Wow.
single kill.
40k net worth advantage at the end of the game. Good
GG's.
stuff.
GG, well played. 40k at 29 minutes is insane.
Wowee.
I have a deep cut for the Phoenix. If you are interested, I think it's good to put 2 points in dive and then you max out Sunray. We ended the game with max Sunray, max spirits, and 1 point in max dive, max spirits, 1 point in Sunray. I think you want to switch that up a little bit, especially with the kind of role you want on this team.
Especially against these
Just a
tanky heroes. Yeah,
Just a tiny little thing.
having that percent damage definitely helps. But that is
Yeah,
game
was
one
tough.
between these two teams. We'll be back shortly to bring you coverage of game two. This is a best of 3, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you
Yeah,
starting
so-
another cast for game 2?
Yeah, because I don't want to show the lobby information.
I see. Okay. Sounds good. We'll see you guys
So-
soon.
We will see you in probably like 10-ish minutes for those watching. And thanks for watching.